Oh, hi guys. So, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has been released. Fascinating. Hold on. Hello. Wrong number. Sorry. So, but yeah, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has been released, and I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. I'm aware that it had a very bad critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes or Rotten Tomatoes. And what I've learned over the years of my life, where I've been watching movies and going to the theater and renting movies and so forth and so on, I don't listen to the critics. I think critics are pompous. I think they are biased to their own taste, and I think they think that their word is gold when truly it is not. Their word is shit. I don't like film critics. I think they are the most annoying bunch of human beings that you could ever come across. Sorry, if you're a film critic, I'm very sorry, but you know what? Sorry, not sorry. It's just you're not good people. That being said, my opinion on the film is what this review is for, because I'm not a critic. You know, I'm not a critic. I say whether a film is good or bad, yes, but I don't shit on the film. You know, I just say it wasn't good. They did their best. I didn't like it. But I'm not going to say it was a bad movie. It just wasn't my type of film. Not that this film wasn't. I watched the film, just finished watching it about 20 minutes ago. I had to watch it, let it sit, simmer for a few minutes before I wanted to record this. And I liked it. I thought it was good. It being a film adaptation of a popular long-running horror game series, and this film has been in development hell for so long because they just couldn't come to an agreement on what the script should be and just what the story should be. I think the story that they finally went with was great for our first film. I think it really does deserve a sequel. People had also complained that, oh, the film PG-13, it's going to be too calm, it's going to be too clean for a FNAF film. It's not going to be scary at all. Did you people not play the video games? The video games, they're horror games, yes, but they rely on very, very little amounts of violence. They're jump scare games. FNAF is a jump scare game series. Is there a story there? Yes, there's a story, but the horror aspect is jump scares. Looking at the monitors, locking the doors, fiddling with the lights, boom! Scary face on screen. Ah! Scary times. So when you're making a film adaptation of that kind of video game, you have to understand that you're not going to get a lot of kind of horror. No, it's not a gore fest. And I will explain that to you with this.
It's time to take your final bow. I think it's time to check my heart.
I played that in 2018. Now, I had been well aware of FNAF for a while, but that was the first time I actually sat down to play the game, and that was Ultimate Custom Night. The Ultimate Custom Story, I believe it was. And that was in 2018. And yes, very scary, because you don't need blood and guts and gore and blah, blah, mayhem for a film to be scary. Jump scares can work as long as they're implemented properly. And that's one thing that FNAF as a video game does well, is jump scares. They're very good at what they do. And that's what you can expect for a film adaptation of a jump scare game. So if you're going into this thinking, oh, I'm going to see lots of blood, I'm going to see lots of gore, it's going to be mayhem, and it's going to be dismemberment left and right, body parts is flying. You're not watching Saw. You're watching Five Nights at Freddy's. A movie about animatronics that come to life and do their thing. Is there some violence in this film? Yes, because there has to be on a PG-13 level. But given the rating and the violence I saw in the film, it's good. For this type of film, it's good. We're not watching Saw. We're not watching Terrifier. We're not going to be seeing people jumping rope with another person's intestines. We're going to get jump scares. You're going to get a little bit of violence, and you're going to get a film that is a horror film is rated PG-13 that's actually good. And I don't see a problem with this film. I think the casting was great. The main guy, our main character, I don't remember his actor's name offhand, but I don't know much about him. The only other thing I've seen him in was The Vampire's Assistant, a film that for some reason gets a lot of hate, and I actually enjoy that film. I love it. And of course, we all know Matthew Lillard, who plays a character in this film, and his performance, I loved it. I thought it was great. I wish he wasn't a bit more than he was, but I mean, he's a big name. This is Blumhouse. They're known for low budget horror films, and his performance, the performance he gave, and the amount of time he's on screen, I think it's great. He played a great character. And also, just to point out the elephant in the room, no, my mother's not here, and I'm not talking about myself. This thing. I don't have a FNAF pizza box, so I just took this little prop pizza box that I have and use it for decoration. And people are going to see, oh, he has a pizza box in the background. Yes, it's a Primo pizza box. It's a prop box I got from a costume shop. I mean, I'm just rambling at this point, but I don't do well with film reviews other than giving my opinion on the film and trying my best not to spoil the story. I'm just explaining my thoughts on the PG-13 rating. Did I think it was good? Yes. Do I want a sequel? Yes, I do. I want another film. I want a trilogy of FNAF. I want a FNAF film trilogy. I want 2 more films. 2 more stories. And I think we were all disappointed when we found out that Markiplier, king of Five Nights at Freddy's, wasn't able to make a cameo in this film, unlike another YouTuber that did. But Mark was busy with his production of Iron Lung, and Scott Cawthorn has actually said that he hopes that when they do a sequel that they can find a way to get Mark into the sequel, because you can't just not acknowledge the existence of Markiplier, that king of FNAF. But this time he had a good excuse. He was making a movie and didn't have time to do it. But I'm sure he could be in a sequel, and maybe he could play a night guard. A little cameo appearance as a night guard. Maybe the night guard that goes out before we get a new one, or maybe he could play a victim, since because he's Markiplier. I'd like to see that. And this has been my review of FNAF. I don't want to do a spoiler review because there's a lot I could talk about. I could spoil the whole movie in a spoiler review, and it could be a 30-40 minute video. I can't do that. We're already over 9 minutes. I'll just say that it was a great movie, given the IP that it's based on. I think the casting was great. I think the story was fantastic, considering how many years this film has been in production. And I think the people who were expecting it to be gruesome because it's FNAF Five Nights at Freddy's need to stop watching so much Saw and Terrifier, because they're thinking that all horror films are gore fests, and they're not. I think the critics who review this film need to shut up. Critic, pump his ass for me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna type this. I'm gonna say this. I don't like film critics. I just don't. I don't think they give horror movies a lot of credit because they're horror movies. So that's my review. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all enjoyed my bashing of the film critic industry. And let me know what you all thought about this. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.